What up, world? Welcome to another episode of BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am BrandonJaneau. Like always, all podcast platforms are aware. BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms, Instagram threads, real BrandonJaneauShow. That's REAL BrandonJaneauShow on Instagram and threads. Facebook, The BrandonJaneauShow. And of course, TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow. Go follow me on all those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Really, where you go though is the YouTube channel, man. Go subscribe, comment, like the vids, like the shorts. Brandon Janeau Show YouTube channel. Like the vids, like the shorts. All helps in the algorithm if you do. So let's get into it, man. Tonight, it is official. It is official. Tier. Single tier. Denzel and Glory. Denzel Washington and Glory. Uh, this is the end. It is the end. I started this a year ago. I didn't think it'd take this damn long. I started this a year ago. Didn't think it'd take this damn long, but it has. But I have had so much fun doing it because tonight it is the end. It is life and times with music. My top 10 artists of the 2010s. This has been a long journey. A year ago, I started this in the 90s. Long list. 90s. Then I went into the 2000s, and now we have officially arrived in the 2010s. And tonight is the last list. Last week, I finished my sports one. This week, I finished my music one. I think I did my wrestling one. I gotta do TNA. I haven't done that, but wrestling has been the one I've kind of like took a pause on. But I will get back to it. Please trust me on that. But tonight is the end. It's the end. It's the end, man. Um, like I said, tonight is my top 10 artists of the 2010s. If you do not know how I do this list for a year now, this is how I do it. I go from 10 to 1 and I explain why each artist is on my list. If you do not, if you do not like my list, then you can make your own fucking list. Get a pen, get some paper, write it the fuck down. Post it on social media and enjoy. Like I have enjoyed it for the last year. Now that we got that out the way, start out the list at number goddamn 10. It is Maroon 5. Yeah, didn't expect to hear them, did you? Maroon 5 is my group. I fucks with Maroon 5. I don't think people understand how good Maroon 5 fucking really is, man. I don't think they get enough credit for what they've actually done. Maroon 5 had, I think, like 3 albums in the 2010s that I fucked with heavy. You had all over my hands, all over my body, something like that. All hands on deck or something like that. All hands all over my body, something like that. Where you had Misery on there, you had moves like Jagger on there, and then you had Overexposed Project, where you had the bigger hits, right? You had the bigger hits, One More Night, Payphone, like you had them type of songs, and then you had the V album, where you had This Summer's Gonna Hurt Like a Motherfucker. You had Sugar. Yeah, man. V album had some maps, animals. Like, bruh, like, yeah. Even in the later stages, they had another album where you had Cole with them featuring Future. You had the one with them and Kendrick on that. So yeah, man, I think people that don't understand, like, man, Maroon 5 was that fucking group in the 2010s. I don't think people give them, like I said, I don't think people give them the proper respect, the proper love. But Maroon 5 is definitely on this list, and they're at number 10. At number nine, it is Adele. Yep, Adele is at number 9. I know some people that sit there and say, "How the fuck is she not higher?" I get it. I get it. Adele's at number 9. Adele dropped two classic bodies of work in the 2010s. You had 21, and then you had 25. 21 is obviously the album that literally just put her in orbit. I mean, that shit launched her past the solar system. shit, shit. Someone like you straight set fire to the rain. You had rolling in the deep. You had rumor has it. Yeah. And then she dropped 25. You had hello. You had send my love to your new lover. She had a lot of fucking songs off that. You also had her drop the James Bond theme Skyfall. Like, bruh, like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I don't think people understand Adele was just different in the 2010s. It's crazy that she only has what I think like 4 albums to her name, 3, 4 albums to her name. She doesn't have to drop every year, but when she does drop, it's a time capsule. Not just her album names 21, 25, 19, I think 29. I think she dropped the 29. It's not just it's not just the time capsule of where she's at in her life. It's a time capsule of where we are as music lovers when she drops. And that is something I truly, truly love and respect about her. And that's why she's on the list. She just had 9. And number eight, Beyonce. Beyonce at number 8. You had the 4 album that dropped, where you had Love on Top, 1+1, uh, Who Run the World. You know, that album was just everywhere. That album was just everywhere. And then you had the Beyonce album that dropped, you know, Drunken Love, what? Also on that project. I forgot what else on that project. Mine with her and Drake. You had yeah, you had that. Um then you also had then you also had then you also had the Lemonade project that came out, which was an event into itself. like, um Lemonade came out, which was an event into itself. Then she had the Carter's project that with her and Hove. Yeah, so there's a lot of albums, a lot of songs, a lot of things that Beyonce did in the 2010s that you also had her do the, Jump on Watch the Throne with Kanye and Hove. You had a lot of Beyonce songs, a lot of Beyonce music that dropped in the 2010s that literally solidified her career, man, and pushed her even further to the atmosphere of where she's at. But yeah, Beyonce is definitely on the list at number 8. Number 7. No. Number 7, sorry. Number 7, Future. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Future at number 7. I know people gonna sit there and say, "How the fuck is Future at 7?" Future's at 7. He's on the list, so be happy. Future's at 7, man. Future's had a run that a lot of artists and a lot of people could never understand. Future's greatness is insane. I will sit here and be honest with you, man. I think he brought back the mixtape era. Mixtapes were massive in the 2000s. Don't get it twisted. Mixtapes were massive. But there was a time period where mixtapes weren't weren't used like they were until Future started dropping them. Future started dropping mixtapes. That was a real like hit. After his second album, I would say Honesty. I love the fucking name of the damn project. That was a real like conversation about Future and where he was gonna go next. Because you got to realize a lot of people forget like that second album. I mean, even though he had no uh the song with him, Move That Dope with him and Pharrell and Pusha T. You had Honest. You had some. I think he had him and Kanye I One on there, and shit like that. And him and Drake with the I Ain't Never Satisfied. But that second album was not good. Like it just wasn't good. It didn't perform well. It was not a good album, especially after you dropped Pluto in the mixtape success that he had. And that Pluto and Pluto 3D was fucking phenomenal. And the mixtape success before then, it just was like he never really that second album was kind of like a wake up call. And then he went to work. Lord have mercy, did he go to work? He went to work. That mixtape run is legendary. That is why I think a lot of people think Future is one of the greats, and he is. I don't think he's greater than Wayne, but he got some hits. Don't get it twisted. The Purple Rain mixtape, 56 Nights mixtape, Beast Mode, Monster. I mean, the man was dropping mixtapes like it was like it was a holiday. Like this shit was insane. To the point where he finally got to the point where he started dropping the albums, and you just wanted just to hear the music, man. You were like, man, this is the own one. Then he drops Dirty Sprite 2, and it was just like, so, he drops Dirty Sprite 2. He's like, you know what I mean? Like Stick Talk, all these songs on this project. Like, man, man, look here, bro. Look here, dog. Like, you like, ooh, man, look here, dog. Look here, dog. Yeah, Future was that dude, bro. Future was that fucking dude. And at number 7, that's why he's there. At number 6, just missing the top 5. But he is at number 6, and that is Chris Brown. Breezy. His resurgence after what happened at the end of 2009, going into 2010, there was a lot of questions if Chris Brown could ever recapture what he was. I'm here to say he did that and more. Chris Brown became one of the biggest fucking artists, even when people were willingly trying to blackball, and we knew it. We knew it. And people just didn't give a fuck. People did not give a fuck. His first album after the situation with Rihanna, I can't remember the name of it. Is it Fortunate? I forgot the name of that damn album. The third album that he dropped in his career. I can't remember the name of that goddamn album now, but he had I Could Transform You and Crawl. Yeah, it had some bangers. But then when he dropped, he did Stuff a Tiger, the mixtape fan of a fan mixtape, and then he boom, Fame came out. You couldn't stop him. You couldn't stop him. That was a point that he proved in Fame on that body of work. It's probably why it's one of my favorite Chris Brown albums. It was a point to the game where he flat out chose to prove to everyone, you cannot keep me down. You can't do it. You can try. You could definitely try, but it's not going to work. Fame was that fucking body of work, all back, obviously. Um, uh, Deuces, which was on Fan of a Fan with Tiger, Up to You, No BS, man. Yeah. No BS. Look at me now. She ain't you, bro. This motherfucker had bangers on that fucking project, bro. That's insane. That's insane. Paper Scissors Rock with him, Timberland, and Big Sean, and then he just went on a massive fucking run. Like the features that he was doing, Big Sean, My Last, the Wiz Khalifa and the Wiz Khalifa song. Like he was on one. Like man was dropping fucking bangers, bro. Like it was insane. You're like just sitting there like this nigga is killing this shit. Then he dropped the other album. I can't even remember that name of that fucking album. But you had what like Sweet Love on there. You had Till I Die. You had what else on that bitch? Um, Please Don't Wake Me. Um, Turn Up the Music. Yeah, he got man. Listen, bro. Chris just took off. Then you had the X album that came out after that. Man, the boy was just on one. There's not too many artists that understand who they are and what their fan base is looking for, and Chris Brown is one of them, and that is why he's on the list. Might not be in the top five, but he damn sure is close. Let me recap the list before I get in the top five. Number 10, Maroon 5. Number 9, Adele. Number 8, Beyonce. Number 7, Future. And number 6, Chris Brown. Checking out the top five. It is. This was actually a debate for a second. I ain't even gonna lie. It was a bit of a debate for me for a second. But at 5, it is The Weeknd. I think The Weeknd is incredible. Weeknd's one of my favorite artists. From the moment I heard him on Take Care, did I listen to the trilogy mixtapes? The trilogy mixtape, EP, whatever the fuck you want to call it. His first album that he dropped from a label standpoint got some bangers on there. Don't get it twisted. Pretty, Belong to the World. Um, I can't remember the name of him and Drake's song that they did. Shit that I die for. Uh, but yeah, that first album that The Weeknd dropped is actually dope as fuck. It just didn't get the same credit that it should have gotten. It didn't get the same credit that it should have gotten when it first came out, and that's fucked up. This is a man that reinvented himself enough times to know how to do it. So he goes in, and then the next album, he goes on the same thing, Future Run, where he's on everybody's shit, and then he drops um, Beauty Inside the Madness, and it's just top tier. It's just over. It's over. It's just over, and you know it, and you feel it. It's like, damn, this dude. I can't feel what I can't feel my face. Shameless. He of course has the massive hit, earned it. I mean, my God, man, this dude was just every fucking word. I mean, it was just insane. You had the Hills. Yeah, man. He was just on one. He was just on one. That body of work was insane. Think of the songs that's on that fucking project, bro. Real friends. No, not real friends. Real life. Tell your friends about, like, tell your friend, bro. That fucking project is insane. Often acquainted. Oh my god, yeah, man. And then he dropped Starboy, and it's just over. That's what made me become a real fan of the weekend. I'm like, yeah, yeah, Starboy got one of my favorite songs of all time. Die for You. You got Sidewalks with him and Kendrick. You got Attention. I mean, this man just went everywhere, bro. It's insane how this man's career just went off. Excuse me. When people say, "Are you surprised that The Weeknd became one of the biggest artists in the world?" Fuck no, because he wanted it. He knew what he had to do, and he did it. He fucking did it. The boy is a beast. He really is, man. Despite the situation with him and Drake, it always will be weird, but I will always show love to The Weeknd, man. That motherfucker can sing his ass off. I will always be pissed off that I never got a chance to see him live. No matter what the fuck happens, I will be pissed off to the day I die, probably because I never got a chance to see that boy live. So yeah, number 4, Bruno Mars. See, this is why I said it was a hard decision. Bruno Mars is definitely 4. Bruno Mars. I said this numerous times. I love Drake. Don't get it twisted. Drake has definitely got the Michael Jackson feel. But if we're talking about R&B since, The Weeknd is Michael Jackson. Bruno Mars is Prince. I said that shit. The Weeknd is Michael Jackson. Bruno Mars is Prince. Bruno Mars, from the absolute moment we all heard this dude on B.O.B.'s Nothing Like You, he was set up for greatness. It was just a done deal. Then he drops Billionaire on Travis McCoy's song. He does the hook for that, and it just goes every fucking where. And then he drops his first album, Doo Wops and Hooligans, and I mean, my God, dude, Liquor Store Blues, Runaway Baby, like, oh my God, Talking to the Moon. The Way You Are, oh man, just The Way You Are, Count on Me, Lazy Song. That's insane that all them songs on that fucking album. I'm running this shit down. I'm like, all them songs are on one fucking. That's insane. Grenade. Like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, man, that nigga didn't play. That nigga was not playing. That nigga was not playing. He was like, you gonna feel this. You go, you go, you gonna feel this greatness, nigga. I had the gate with the bullshit. Yeah, this is insane. The first album, I'm running through the list and I'm like, all them songs are like literally on that one project. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Then he drops and then he does lighters with him and with Bad Meets Evil, Eminem, and 50 and Royce the 5'9". And then he drops, and then he does. First of all, he wrote one of the greatest open 2010 songs of all time. "Fuck You" by CeeLo Green. People forget he wrote that song. He wrote "Fuck You" by CeeLo Green. This man kills it, man. He then does his second project, Unorthodox Jukebox, and even in that song, that project, you had Young Girls, you had Locked Out of Heaven, If I Was Your Man, Gorilla, yeah, Treasure, bruh, Lord of mercy, Jesus Christ, that's insane. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse, bro. This is insane. This man drops, and then he drops a couple. He dumps on, Mark Ronson's Uptown Funk. He kills that. Then he drops 24K Magic, and it just goes every fucking where. It's like, dude, that's what I like. 24K Magic, Versace on the Floor. Straight Up and Down, Perm, Chunky, Bruno Mars, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the fuck you want me to tell you. You see why I had him why I had him in front of The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd, but damn, bro, Bruno Mars has 3 albums in the 2020s and the 2010s, and those 3 albums are probably three of the hardest albums that you ever find. Like it's insane. That is his cut, and then he doesn't put a lot of music out. He literally does when he does albums. It's 10 or 9 songs, so you're not getting these oversaturated albums. That's insane, especially in this time period of life. That's hard to fucking do when everybody's trying to get the most streams. The fact that he puts out only 3 albums in the 2010s and most of these albums only got a combined 30 songs is insane. And yet he gets what he needs, which is the people gonna fuck with him. So yeah, yeah. Number 3, Jermaine Lamar Cole, obviously. J. Cole is at number 3. There's not too many rappers on this planet that I have said numerous times that I will put in front of J. Cole ever in life. When we talk about the greatest of all time conversation, like I've said, he's in my top 5. Dead or alive, he's in my top 5. I don't know how you rank him, but I have him in my top 5. J. Cole is one of the greatest rappers of all time. How people want to play with his name is still funny to me because he just dropped a phenomenal body of work, and yet people still want to play like you don't know J. Cole is one of the greatest rappers of all time. But again, it's out of sight, out of mind, right? Until his tour comes, and then when his tour comes, everybody's gonna be right back screaming, J. Cole's one of the greatest rappers of all time. But he's out of sight, out of mind again. So everybody's back to now talking down and talking reckless. Whatever, nigga. Anyway, this man drops Friday Night Lights. I think it was like late 2009, but early 2010s. Friday Night Lights, which he goes into the Sideline Story album. And on that body of work, he has Sideline Story. Can't Get Enough. Who That? Lost Ones. What else? Oh, fuck. Dollar in a Dream 3. This Rise and Shine. Bro, this fucking dude just in the morning with him and Drake, which was kind of already on the mixtape, but still. Lost Ones is also on the mixtape, but still. The fucking album goes ham. He proves what he needs to prove, despite what people want to say. He proved what he needed to prove. And then he goes in. Truly Yours EP drops. Can I holla at you? Rise Above. Stay. Crunch Time. Tears for ODB. Tears for ODB. Damn. I almost got emotional. I got emotional for a second there. I'm like, holy shit, let me pick my head up, man. Tears for ODB is one of my favorite songs by J. Cole, so I got a little bit like, damn, yeah. Then he drops Truly Yours 2. Cold Summer. Kenny Lofton. Chris Tucker. Head Busters. 3 Wishes. Cousins. Shit's insane. Shit's insane, man. And then he drops Born Center. He's going up against Kanye, Wale. He's going up against all them doing that summer. And Born Center drops with Power Trip, lead single, Crooked Smile, Let Nas Down, Trouble, Land of Snakes, Vilmatic, Niggas Know, Rich Niggas, She Knows. Miss America. Listen, bro. When you say, when I break it down like that, Lord have mercy. How do you not survive that type of body of work? for people to still say you're underrated or you're still not one of the greats, and that was your second body of work, nigga. What? Okay. And then he fades, and then he leaves, and then he comes back with 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Obviously, a masterpiece, a body of work. It finally becomes the album that people finally says, you know what, J. Cole might be greater than we thought. Really, because J. Cole fans, real ones, no. Yeah, he's been greater than you thought. That's kind of the problem. You dumbasses don't want to rate this man the right way. 2014 Forest Hills Drive, everybody knows what 2014 Forest Hills Drive is. You got the intro, you got January 28th, you got Wet Dreams, you got No Role Models, Love Yours, Get Off My Dick. Listen, man, so apparently, so many goddamn songs on that fucking body of work. It's insane. It's fucking insane. Then he drops For Your Eyes Only. Deja Vu. Deja Vu. What else? Change. Um, She's Mine's Part 1 and 2. And of course, the iconic, legendary classic, For Your Eyes Only, the title track. But wait, there's more. Because then he drops KOD. Wait, there's more. He drops KOD. And that's a fucking banger. That's a fucking smash. It's just like this. Yeah, bro. J. Cole is one of the greatest rappers. And this is why I say he's also one of my favorite artists. Because there's not too many people that I can flat out say I listened to since I was a teenager. And no matter when he drops music, I'm gonna listen to that shit to the day I die. That is why J. Cole is my favorite artist, one of my favorite artists, and will always be one of my favorite artists. And it is my favorite rapper of all time. Number two, Ed Sheeran. You see, Ed is like I said this a lot. Ed Sheeran is like a male version of Adele, where it's like, yeah, you could find some features, but that's not that many. Ed Sheeran is that fucking dude. From the moment I heard the Plus album and I heard 18 for the first time and Lego House, I just became a fan. It was just I was just a fan, man. I couldn't even I'm not gonna lie. I was a fan. Like the moment I heard this shit, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. The moment I heard it, I like, yeah, yeah. The Plus album got some bangers, man. Kiss Me, Give Me Love, You Need Me and I Don't Need You. Yeah, yeah. And then he leaves, comes back with the Multiply album, and that's where he just skyrockets. Thinking Out Loud, obviously. Thinking Out Loud, Bloodstream, Sing, what else? Uh, Fire of Love, Photograph. I mean, shit. Yeah, man. Lord have mercy. All them songs that boy dropped. Lord have mercy. Photograph. Um, Don't. Uh, The Man. Yeah. I mean, Lord of mercy. Yeah, the X album is insane. X album is insane. That's insane. Then he drops the Divide album, which takes him out of here. My first show I've ever seen Ed Sheeran was the Divide tour, which is dope. It was one of my favorite shows. Um, but you got songs like what Perfect, Divide, Eraser, um, Happier, um, Supermarket Flowers. Man, he got some fucking hits off that album. He also drops, the title track for the hit for the Hobbits with, the Hobbits movie. Yeah, man. Listen, man, we can have a different conversation about Ed Sheeran, but Ed Sheeran is one of the greatest artists of this modern time. I think people try to downplay him for some apparent fucking reason. Shape of You, all these songs, bro. Ed Sheeran is one of the greatest artists of all time. Let's get this shit out the way. But at number one, who the fuck else would be at number one? Are we really about to play this game? Which Six God? Are you kidding me? Drizzy Drake, Drizzy motherfucking Drake, the goat, ladies and gentlemen. That's who the fuck is at one. Drake is at number goddamn one. What about? Well, I'm not about even about to play this game with y'all today. Drake is number one. There's nobody on the planet that's about to tell me that they had a greater 2010s than Drizzy motherfucking Drake. You delusional is shit if you say there was. You delusional. I get it. It's easy to hate on a nigga. I get it. But let's be 100. There is nobody that's greater than Drake. No one. Drake, from the moment I heard him on So Far Gone, I used to listen to this boy's unreleased music. From the moment I heard him, my brother played Drake music for me. I said, that's my favorite. That's my guy. I knew it. I'm like, that's my guy. Lil Wayne stamped him. It was over. Once Wayne stamped him, once it became like he's Lil Wayne's prodigy, it was like, okay. And ever since then, he went on and just went ham. Thank Me Later came out. And Thank Me Later came out. People forget the anticipation. See, this is why I hate fake ass people that try to sit here and act like Drake was never that guy. You niggas lie so casually now. When Thank Me Later came out, that fucking album was anticipated. Like, you don't understand how many fucking people was waiting to hear this boy. So Far Gone had left such a incredible start to that boy's legacy. To the point when you finally got Thank Me Later, you were like, oh shit, here we go. When Over first dropped, Over was a massive fucking hit. Over was a massive fucking hit. Miss Me? I don't think people understand. Bro, they were leaking his fucking album, bro. I don't think people understand. Thank Me Later was getting leaked. This is why when Drake say certain things, like the reason why he had to put out God's Plan so fast, because he remembered a time period where music used to get leaked. He is one of the last ones of that era where music used to get leaked. And it wasn't by like, oh, it got leaked. Oh, you know, you guys are not hearing this song. I never wanted to play it for you guys. No, his shit got leaked. Like, damn, that was supposed to be on the album, bro. I heard Miss Me all night long, right? Before the fucking song was finished. I knew exactly what his first verse was. And so when I heard the actual song Miss Me, I was shocked that he kept the verse that he had did. I was like, he kept the fucking verse. This is insane. Like, people don't understand, bro. That boy album was anticipated. When Show Me a Good Time first came out, I remember him performing at the New Year's Eve, the Rockin' Eve shit for Dick Clark's ABC shit. I remember him being on the Rockin' Eve. I remember him doing that when he was on the Young Money Project doing Bedrock with them. Bro, people don't understand, bro. This is why I say people try their hardest to downplay this man. I remember this shit, bro. This was not no one-off. This was not like, oh, he just got lucky. No, nigga, he was the guy. From the moment he fucking got going, he was the guy. You could say whatever you want to say now because the rhetoric is very simple. But when he was actually starting off, there was not too many fucking artists. I said this last night about Wale. I said Wale, Drake. There were certain people that from the moment you heard them, you knew they were going to be big. You knew it. Drake is one of those fucking guys. Fancy. All the songs he dropped on that body of work. Thank Me Later was one of his biggest starts of his career. People forget how much he sold on Thank Me Later. This is why I say when people sit here and try to talk about this man having a he needs to have a make or break album. I'm like, nigga, this nigga been selling 500,000 copies every fucking year he drops. Every time he drops, he damn near sells way more than what people project, or even better than what people project. Thank Me Later was an anticipated album. That's why he had Alicia Keys. That's why he had T.I. That's why he had Jay-Z. That's why he had this is why he had the people that he had on his first album, because so many people wanted to be a part of this boy's career to make sure his shit would go further than what it was supposed to go. This is why I don't respect the rhetoric now, because people try to sit here and say, "Oh, he got lucked into that shit." No, bitch. When Jay-Z works with you and you ain't even the when Jay-Z is saying that you're gonna be the guy, now Jay-Z and Drake got this weird ass relationship. But back then, Jay-Z did not mind jumping on Drake songs. He didn't mind it. Because he knew Drake was the next one up. Because he tried to sign Drake. People forget this. People forget that Jay-Z was trying to sign Drake. Like, he was trying to sign him, and he signed with Lil Wayne. Drake does all these collaborations, and then 2011 kicks in, and it's over. Like, Take Care. I said this numerous times. I don't think people understand how big Nicki really was compared to Drake at the time. Drake was there, but Nicki was bigger. But when Take Care came out, that nigga shot up the fucking charts. Like, he went to a different stratosphere. People forget Drake was still doing like small venues. I mean, when I say small venues, like here in Houston, there's like the Woodlands Pavilion Center. He was doing them. Nicki's first tour was in arenas. I don't think people understand. And at a time when I told you a tour where Drake's the headliner and you got a Meek Mill who's doing Dream Chasers, who's got an album coming out, Waka Flocka, who's already got an album out, J. Cole, French Montana, 2 Chainz. If I was to tell you about Fat Tour, they had all those dudes on there, and they were doing a goddamn Woodlands Pavilion Center here in Houston, you would be like, nigga, how? Now look at all their careers. You're like, how? So when I say Drake kind of got it out the mud early, niggas don't understand that shit. Eventually, he gravitated towards the arenas. And that's when you see that doing Nothing Was the Same. Nothing Was the Same was the quintessential. Listen, Take Care, I think, made people realize Drake is here to stay. Nothing Was the Same was the album that made people say, yeah, I think he's the best rapper, artist that we have. It's pure, it's honest, he's truthful. And I don't think a lot of people respected that at that time. Drake is one of the greats. And then, of course, he drops If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and it just goes everywhere. Everything this dude has done has been calculated. Views, 2016. Happy anniversary of the Views. You got so many artists. You got after Views, it was More Life. You had More Life come out. You had Scorpion. You had so many artists that started to move like Drake. And that is why I feel like a lot of people try to act like the way that people try to talk down on this man is insane. And it's funny to see now how people are trying to now explain their curiosity, their interest, their intrigue, but also their absolute fear. Because they know what I know. Iceman gonna break fucking records. Because despite what you want to believe, Drake is the GOAT. And that's why he's number 1 on my list. If I get off here, I gotta recap the list. So number 1, Drake. Number 2, Ed Sheeran. Number 3, J. Cole. Number 4, Bruno Mars. Number 5, The Weeknd. Number 6, Chris Brown. Number 7, Future. Number 8, Beyonce, number 9, Adele, number 10, Maroon 5. That is it. That is the last list. I will be back to do Mount Rushmore, which I am looking forward to how I'm going to actually create this. But my first one will be Mount Rushmore. And I've been pulling this off for a minute, but I'm going to do my Mount Rushmore, Motown. Motown is getting it. That's the first Mount Rushmore is Motown. So who will be the 4 names and the honorable mentions for Motown? It's going down. But until then, I am Brandon Janeau. This is Lifetimes of Music. Go listen to all these artists. I would appreciate it if you would. And enjoy. Till next time, I am Brandon Janeau. Peace.